can't believe that this dude Dreamcast guy is out here milking the same situation, even though you people are playing online, man. Like, I mean, come on, bro. 3 videos for 24 hours talking about the same thing, even though people are already playing. I mean, come on, man. I mean, at this point, this dude is right, Curry King. And here we go again. Laugh out loud. He got decent views from his original PSN down video, but now he's trying to milk this dry. Like, that's all this dude does, man. Master P was absolutely right about you, man. You don't care about the things that is going on in this community. The only thing you care about is building more views for the engagement of your YouTube channel. Because there's no reason as to why we still talking about PlayStation Network being down when clearly it's online right now. Like, what?
They were talking about PlayStation because the 24-hour crash the PlayStation Network has pissed off a lot of fans, but
yeah, you said that the last video. Didn't you see my last one? I mean, what is the purpose of this Dreamcast?
I think it's just that they couldn't play their games. I think it's that this entire mess has highlighted two giant problems.
Yeah, with your YouTube channel and how you like to lie and fabricate stuff and do things for the views and engagement in this community. No different than what you did with Piranha Plant. Like I said, nobody cares that you're making money off the situation. But like I said, bro, where's the authenticity? Where's you actually being genuine about the things that are actually going on in this community, bro? We already know why you talking about this, bro. And that's perfectly fine. Do what you want to do on your own YouTube channel. But you've already mentioned this in your previous video.
The entire gaming industry, but especially Sony. And I want to talk about that because as we approach this all-digital future, I think a lot of gamers are starting to get afraid about the idea that this is no longer just about buying a physical disc or having a next-gen console.
You knew this already, man. I'm starting to think that this dude just plays dumb just for the videos, bro. Like, I mean, you already knew this. I mean, didn't you say physical games matter on PlayStation, and now you go as far to say that it's a digital-only future? Like, these are the things that I've been telling you. But yet, you guys want to hold on to the fact that, well, PlayStation and Nintendo, we still have physical, and the Xbox don't. So why do you push out this propaganda when you already know the information for yourself?
It does seem like these technical errors, if everything is on the cloud, if everything just exists on a hard drive that needs an online connection, every time something crashes, every technical error means that your system becomes a brick. But
well, it's not like that on PC with Steam. Maybe Sony needs to get it together. Maybe that's what's going on with Sony, because even though Microsoft might not exist with their home console, at least your games are going to be carried to the PC platform. Now, you have to ask yourself, if Sony decides to stop making consoles, where do you think your digital library is going to go? You think your digital library is secured? It's not secured, because that's why you have to buy the same games that you do on PlayStation on PC. At least with Microsoft, if I buy the PC version, I have access to it on Xbox. You get what I'm saying? That's the benefit of why people game on Microsoft, but yet for some reason you guys use it as a fact. Well, it's not first party, it's third party, it's multi-plat. Well, guess what? That's the reason as to why Microsoft made sure that there's a sure way where people can carry their games regardless of whatever happens to them. Sony don't have that. If Sony decides to shut down right now, where do you think all your games are going? Majority of them made on PC, right? Sony don't have smart delivery. You're going to have to buy the same games that you already had access to on your PlayStation. They're going to be locked, or should I say, locked exclusively to your console, even though the service is off. Now are you guys starting to see the problem with exclusivity?
About those two big problems and how I hope they get addressed. I hope you're having a great day, and if you could please kick off the first point, which is people not happy about the silence of it. It's extremely shady, and there's
just like they've been silent about the roadmap of what Sony's gonna bring to you guys when it comes to games, and you people want to act surprised by having this Barney picture like, I'm completely mad at you, Sony. You're not being transparent with us. When has Sony ever been transparent with you guys? That's why you guys talk about Xbox, because Microsoft is transparent more with their community than Sony is with theirs. That's why you guys have these talking points. That's why we don't hear about, oh, Sony going multi-plat, Sony putting their games on PC, because they're not being transparent with your audience to let you know as to what's going on here. And like I've said before, Sony's going to do the same thing Microsoft's doing by continuously putting their games on PC as well as other platforms, no matter if you like it or not.
Tone-deaf communication. I lost my profile back in the PlayStation 3 hack, and this is one of the reasons I do not trust PlayStation, at least security-wise. So they said, hey, we finally found a way to fully recover from an operational issue, a little bit vague there, and we apologize for the inconvenience. All PlayStation Plus members are automatically receiving an additional 5 days of service. So, I feel like to a corporate entity, they think this is a good trade-off. Okay, you couldn't play for 24 hours.
See, but there's a problem with that. So you have to still be... You guys acted like this is a benefit. This should also apply to people that are not subscribed to PlayStation Plus. Because that's still... What about the people that play Fortnite? So the people that be playing free-to-plays, they didn't get no benefit. That only goes to the people that actually pay for something. I get it. At least it's not 1 day. They gave you 5 days extra. But still, though, they should have gave that to the whole community. But instead, they gave it to people subscribed to the PlayStation Plus membership, which is something that they're getting money for anyway. So it doesn't really matter. But the ones that play Fortnite and Warzone and free-to-plays, well, guess what, guys? Sorry, you didn't get no benefit.
5 days of free playtime, right? But I don't think it's that. I think it's that a lot of people are saying, okay, this highlights problem number one perfectly, which is that every company is obsessed with secrecy now, but especially the gaming industry.
Not necessarily. Not Microsoft. If anything, Microsoft tells their community up front. I think they do lie a little bit for the fanboys so they don't hurt their feelings. But at the same time, at least Microsoft is more transparent with their community than what you're getting with Sony and Nintendo. I'm going to be honest with you. At least Microsoft kind of tells you the direction of where gaming is going, no matter if you people choose to like it or not. And then you guys point the finger and say it's Microsoft's fault because they're the ones caught doing it first. No, Microsoft is just adapting to the general landscape of gaming. And of course, with the way they run their business, they're going to want to make sure that they get the ground running. They don't want to sit there and be behind like Sony, still looking at how to fix their service or how they should have games on their subscription PlayStation Plus Premium. You know what I'm saying? Microsoft would rather hit the ground running, so when the time finally does happen, they already have the plethora of games, they already got people established, and there you go. And you don't get stuff like what we're doing now.
True. When you talk about movies, there's stuff of people talking about productions and scripts and budgets and stuff. When it comes to music, people are always tinkering and collaborating and stuff. But video games as an industry is, in my opinion, pointlessly obsessed with obscuring the truth, about trying to be...
They've been doing this since the beginning.
It's vague or obfuscate what they're actually up to. This answer, we fully recovered from an operational issue. What does that mean? In fact, all the replies like, bro, if I could afford it, I would go to PC. A lot of people are like, okay, 5 days of PlayStation Plus as an apology, that's like getting small fries after they mess up your entire order.
What do you people want, bro? You guys act like no business makes a mistake, bro. And even then, you still got benefited with a small fry. What are we doing here, bro? Is this what people do on Twitter where y'all just complain about absolutely nothing? Oh, let me get mad at the lady for messing up my hot coffee. Let me go throw it in her face because I'm angry about how she messed it up. Well, guess what? You're going to be behind bars and you're going to be locked up for assault. So what are we doing, man? At this point, Twitter ain't nothing but a bunch of cesspool of social rejects and losers, bro. I'm sorry, man. It's official, bro. If you use Twitter and you engage in these type of things, you're a loser, bro. I'm sorry. I don't even have time to engage with people like this, bro. I really don't. The only time I can really engage with people is either if I go online or if I make a YouTube video. But besides that, I don't have time out of my daily life to be on Twitter to worry about what other people are saying.
In all seriousness, things happen, but you have to communicate with us.
No, they don't have to communicate with them, because you know how you communicate with them? By not giving them your money. There you go.
Guys failed to do so. We're more angry about that fact, the fact that you didn't communicate.
It's so funny, right? They'll do all this to the PlayStation gamer, but where do they do this to the PC audience? You guys say that the PlayStation 5 is the numero uno console from Sony, but yet they treat you like a stepchild, even though you guys have supported them to where they at now. And when they push PSN accounts on PC, guess what? PC gamers got something done. Maybe because they put their foot down. Maybe console gamers can learn from the PC audience and not accepting mediocrity that's going on in our gaming community. Because unfortunately, what a lot of these fanboys do, they like to accept it because they want to protect the honor and pride of whatever brand that they resonate with. That's the reason as to why consoles are garbage. because you people don't put your foot down. When PC dudes like, nah, we ain't falling for that, Sony. You need to remove those accounts. Sony listened to them. When Fortnite gamers said, hey, I don't like the fact that it ain't crossplay because you added a God of War skin and you're saying that we could only play it on PlayStation, they changed it. So that goes to show you that the casual, the modern gamer, the PC gamer even has more of an impact as to what these companies do than even your own platform.
Us and the
It's embarrassing.
Problem. Literally, every single reply is like, okay, what's up? This morning, I actually even got my phone and I looked at the PlayStation 5 Reddit, and it's literally pages and pages of people saying, do I have to worry about my credit card information? Is this, I need to trade the password on my PSN account? The fact that they're being so silent, it's not just counterproductive, but it's making you wonder, okay.
It's so funny that all the time now you guys finally got your servers back on, and now you're sitting there like Ellie crying about what's going on with my credit card information. I don't know if somebody got it. I don't know if my information got leaked. I don't know what's going on here, man. I need some help right now. Please, man. Come on, Sony. Why you do this to me, man? I could be playing online, but I'm out here stressing. My wife told me I'm stupid when I put my debit card on this. I feel so dang stupid. I should have listened to my wife and not paid for this online crap. I'm going to Airbox.
Is the actual truth worse than my imagination?
This is ridiculous, man.
Let's be clear.
PlayStation community in a nutshell, crying in their hand.
The way it works is that
you finally got your service back on and you're still crying, man. Go play some games, man.
Where you make millions of bot accounts all spam log in at the same time, and it crashes the servers. It's like, there's like a mail slot on your door. Imagine if someone tried to cram in 10,000 letters at once. Perhaps there will be some sort of external thing where you can actually buy a disk drive to set next to your PlayStation.
It doesn't matter because the disk drive is all synced online. That's what I told people. That was the main concern that I brought up to people's attention about the PS5 Slim and the PS5 Pro's detachable drive, as to how you have to take these drives and sync them online, which also means that the system is a paperweight. The PS5, the base model, you don't have to do that. Hopefully they're built with a great quality and the liquid metal doesn't completely destroy your console inevitably, but that console is far better built than the PS5 Slim and the PS5 Pro because of that one reason. I'm telling you right now, the PS5 and the PS5 Slim and the PS5 Pro will have no value in the inevitable future because the disk drive is synchronized to the online. Okay, it's no different than the Xbox, the backwards compatibility with the 360 games. Yes, they do play them natively, but you have to go online to update them so they can play on your console. It's not a native experience, which also means that the physical games that you're buying for your PS5 Slim and Pro are essentially obsolete. So if you got a disk drive for your PS5 Pro and your Slim, well, guess what? Go get rid of it and get the original model, because that one is that's not the one you want. Because I have a Slim Digital, well, with the disk drive, obviously. And that one, it stopped working. It wouldn't even read. I should have made a video about this. I should have. But it wouldn't even read the disc unless I turned it online. Once I put it online, it took the disc in and installed. That's what you're paying for. At least with Xbox, all you got to do is sync the whole overall console online. But let's just say if your console breaks and it needs to get fixed and then you don't have online, well, that's also going to happen as well. So, like I said, man, these are DRM devices, and this is what you people pay for.
Fix it will only play PlayStation 5 and PlayStation.
But I think I would rather go with the Xbox because I don't see myself getting rid of my consoles anyway. So if I buy it, at least I know. And with Microsoft, they'll more likely still run the operating system on their set-top boxes as well as whatever third-party stuff they got going on, as long as they can still make games on it, right? So because Microsoft is kind of never ending. Right, and then on top of that, if it does get that bad, I could still transfer it to PC.
For games, but a lot of people are starting to realize, the all-digital future is definitely coming soon, but this is a problem that people did not kind of realize, which is the fact that...
How did y'all not realize this? I knew this from the beginning. Really? Are we going to sit there and act like the whole CMOS battery debacle did not happen? That was the first red flag that y'all had.
Stuff only exists on a server. When your hundreds of games, you're possibly thousands of games that you love to play the most, to games that you play with the bros, those games are granted a license.
Look at this. Look at it. Play has no limits, mind. Look at this. You see, the same things that you said that I thought this was a single player game. The same thing that you guys said that Xbox was guilty of It's funny because now Sony's going through the same thing. You see? Look at this.
You can't play it unless the server is consciously looking at it and saying, yes, I grant the permission. Now, when you have a physical disc, this has a built-in license on it. Like this disc itself has basically a token, putting it into the system.
What are you talking about? It ain't no dang token, bro. A guy explained this even in my own video. I'm going to have to pin it. He might have to write the same thing, and I'm going to have to pin his comment. Please, dude, if you're still there, please just copy and paste your comment so I can pin it. He's still saying it's a token. What are you talking about, bro? I have Metal Gear Solid, that game too, and guess what? I have to be online to play the other Metal Gear games. It's the same thing, bro. Even with the disc.
Grants the license and it works. So what happens?
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Because I have the same game on Switch, and if I'm not online, it downloads like a digital book, but then I have to download the rest of the games, like 2 and 3 on through the service.
Have physical media. What happens when the tokens, these licenses, are being perpetually provided by an inconsistent server? Now, in this case, MVG, this is Modern Vintage Gamer, incredibly good friend, very, very good YouTuber, and he basically was like, okay, what about this kind of stuff? If my system cannot play offline, what the hell do I do when there is an outage? What the hell do I do with a single-player game like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 if I don't have the license, if it's not able to be verified because of your problem? Why am I buying games?
It's so funny, man. Don Matrix has stood the test of time. You want an offline device? Buy a 360 and a PS3. That's where it ended right there. That's what Microsoft was essentially trying to tell you. So when y'all want to sit there and say, oh, Don Matrix, he was wrong. He's the reason why the Xbox lost. No, you guys believe the lies of Sony. Because that's what Sony said, oh, we don't do that, and just to find out that y'all doing the same thing. Sony could sit there and say, oh, well, if y'all going to put games like this on our platform, we don't want it. This is not a real made game. Sony could decline this. It's their platform. They could sit there and say, no, Kingdom Come Deliverance, if the game is not on the CD, then we don't want it. Guess what? They don't care. Because Sony's doing the same thing too, and they don't give a damn. You really thought they cared about the gamers?
Platform. And the problem is that it does seem like this is going to be a bigger issue going forward as we
with games getting bigger and bigger and bigger and less storage being able to hold these discs. I mean, I heard that Sony patented a long time ago a 500 gigabyte capacity disc, but yet for some reason they don't want to use it, probably more to do with the fact that they don't want you to have ownership.
Abandon the last vestiges of physical media. It's going to suck that if there's not a constant update, if there's not a constant connection, the games you love, the games you care about, the games you're currently trying to beat on your Friday night, they can just be invalidated. I like the fact that he just tweeted this. I think it's a good sentiment, which is that the whole idea of PlayStation is, hey, we're the best place to play. We got the best exclusives. We got the biggest online network. If you play...
PlayStation has the biggest online network? What?
Games online specifically, that it seems like if you're playing a game that doesn't have crossplay, PlayStation is so far ahead out of the competition. It's a good spot to play because you get a constant pool of players.
Yeah, PlayStation is so far ahead of the competition that they can't even get their security down, right?
But if the internet can crash, if PlayStation can crash, what are we doing here? I am nervous about the future in general of video games.
Oh, now you want to say... No, just say the future of PlayStation, because Xbox is all good. When Microsoft ceases to exist with the console, all their games is going to be dissected and put on the PC. Don't you worry about that. And on top of that, will also be provided through the Game Pass Ultimate. That's why I tried to tell you. Gaming is pushing for live service and subscription. Everything that you guys do through these set-top boxes is all due to online. It is what it is. Nintendo will be the only faucet of retro gaming that we'll ever have. And that's for right now. Until Nintendo goes the route of bringing games in the level of PS5 and Xbox Series X will be the day you'll see Nintendo doing the same thing. Because how long are they going to be able to last putting these small compressed file size games on the Nintendo Switch 2? Y'all don't want to talk about that. Let's talk some real stuff right now. Y'all don't want to talk about that. Y'all don't want to talk about the fact that y'all like, oh, we're going to get the Red Dead 2, the GTA 5. Do you understand? The biggest Nintendo Switch cartridge is a 32 gigabyte cartridge, right? And I think that was what Tears of the Kingdom. That probably explains the $10. I wish Nintendo would have just stated that, but they didn't want to be honest with people. That probably explains the $10. Now you have to ask yourself, No matter if the Nintendo Switch 2 is as powerful as the PS4 and games are already 50 gigabytes and higher, how do you think Nintendo or third party is going to be able to put games on the Switch 2? On a cartridge. So right there, I'm telling you, I think with the Switch 2, we might start seeing physical media depleting. We might even start seeing less and less physical games coming from Nintendo. Now, mind you, with some of these Mario, if they put better graphics on it, they're very low demanding titles. So we'll probably still see them on a cartridge. Nintendo probably will only need maybe, keyword maybe, 64 gigabytes of cartridge data, probably, for their games. I don't think Nintendo's going to do like a big AAA type game. So yeah, they can get away with that. But when it comes to third party, you think third party are going to put a Grand Theft Auto 5 game on a 128 gigabyte cartridge, especially when the game is always continuously updating? Most games don't work like that nowadays. Most games work if you update them online and then you play them. Most games are designed to be updated at a later date. So how are they going to be able to fit that on a cartridge? That also means that Nintendo Switch games, too, will be more expensive than what you're going to get on a PS5 and an Xbox. I'm telling y'all, and that's what I'm saying. Y'all want to go hype up the Switch 2? Go ahead. But I'm telling you, there's going to be some underlying problems that will happen that you people don't want to talk about, and you want to sit there and call myself a hater. This is what's going on now.
Because I grew up in the era of cartridges.
Here we go. And I grew up in the same era, too. And guess what? I'm not stupid and I'm not foolish as you. I'm already fully aware as to where gaming is going, and you're not. How many times do you people have to see this to realize, okay, gaming would never go back to how it was?
Go into it and pop it in and instantly play some Zelda and stuff like that. But also even the early discs of PlayStation. You could put in Chrono Trigger, you could put in Final Fantasy VII. And
that's also, too, because online wasn't as big as it was back then. They probably would have done the same thing if online was able to catch on.
Card, you could save it.
You don't know that. And also, too, online speeds wasn't as fast as we got now. So there's a lot of reasons as to why these things weren't done back then either.
You could love it, and it didn't matter. As long as you had a power connection, a controller, and at least a moderately non-flickering CRT TV, you could beat it. You could beat everything pretty damn easily. And now, it's not so simple. Now it's about updates, about constant connections, about making sure that everything's properly configured, about making sure your licenses are verified. I think I'm afraid about the idea of stuff like this, of what happens if your account gets hacked and all of a sudden the games you own just get bricked. Your console essentially gets bricked.
That is what it is.
What happens when your servers just go down? What about in the future? Isn't it kind of weird to think about the fact that if I want to show my son a PlayStation 5...
Oh, here we go. What do you mean, your son? You don't have no son, bro. You third party in your own relationship. What are you talking about, your son? That's not your son. What?
It's bricked. What happens when your servers just go down? What about in the future? Isn't it kind of weird to think about the fact that if I want to show my son a
What son are you talking about, bro? What son are you talking about, bro? Because if we're going, I'm not even going to touch up on it that much, but if we're talking about what happened previously, you have no children. What son are you alluding to?
PlayStation 5 game.
Bro, like I said, man, bro.
In years, am I going to be able to do that?
Just let him speak, Gamester. Just let him speak. We know how you feel right now. Just let him speak, okay?
Have to hope that PlayStation still exists, that PlayStation has some form of backwards compatibility.
So you don't trust Sony? I thought you said Sony would last forever. I thought Sony would last the PS6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, but apparently you're not confident in that happening.
That I can show him some of my favorite games when he was a kid? I don't know. I feel like the all-digital future is coming soon, and the lack of communication...
Well, don't worry. Your kids won't care for these games anyway. They love their Fortnite.
The lack of updates, the lack of, freedom to play our games the way we want. I think it's going to become a much bigger problem, much faster than we imagine. But
Gamester with another W. Who told you, man? That reality is coming sooner than later. I've stated it. I've told you. I've been warning y'all. Every time I say get your retro gaming up, get your immolation up, and y'all don't want to listen to Gamester. Y'all don't want to listen to Gamester. You know, because I think he a hater. I think he an my fanboy because he don't know the direction of video gaming. It's people like Gamester that hurt my feelings and hurt your feelings. You know why? Because it's the truth. The truth hurts. When you hear the truth, instead of you acknowledging it, you rather fight it because it hurts. But you have to come to the realization that these how things are, bro. Like, you sitting here talking about CDs and the cartridges as if none of us have done it. I've been there with y'all. I'm not against y'all, but at the same time, I'm fully aware of where gaming is going. I've already prepared myself mentally and physically to be fully aware of where gaming is heading. Y'all ain't doing that. Instead of you taking the time to be like, hold on, I'm going to get my retro games, and I want to make sure my poor little son Timmy can see these things. Oh, no. You want to fight console wars. You want to fight things that is not important in the gaming community while also just enjoying gaming for what it is. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. And like what MVG said, Modern Vintage Gamer, play has no limits.